friends, it's great to be back with you. My name is Emma Lou. I'm with Heartfelt Creations. Today I'm going to share how to create a slimline card using some beautiful florals and decorative dies. This is a very simple yet beautiful way to create with this. So join me here in the back and we'll have some fun learning how to create these. So with this card, I really like how the florals just embrace the sleek elegance of a slimline card. If you haven't made these before, this fits into your classic business size envelope. So with this, we're going to start out first by creating these beautiful florals, and then we're going to finish off the background base. So if you're joining me, let me know where you're watching from and introduce yourself. Don't be shy. Today I'm going to be using the Small Wild Rose. Sorry, that just about jumped out of my hands. So I'm going to be using the Small Wild Rose stamp and die set, and then there's a beautiful mold that shapes that for you, so you don't have to shape that by your hand. So with this, I stamped the one size from the stamp set with the magenta hue ink. So you're just going to go ahead, lay your die on top, run that through your machine. That will cut it out. Once that's done, you're ready to start coloring this. Now, one thing I really wanted to show you is with these florals, you can get a really multi-dimensional hue with this if you're doing different colors. Now, I covered the base of this with a pink peony archival ink, and then I'm going to show you how to shade in multiple colors. The other colors I'm using is the magenta hue and cactus flower and plum. So with this, if you like a kind of a multicolored flower, you'll want to use up to 3 to 4 colors of inks and blend them together to get a very beautiful, stunning flower that looks very dimensional and is still quick and easy to create. So I'm just going in with a magenta hue after I've colored it with just a base of pink peony. That's a very kind of a light salmon colored pink. Then I'm going to go back and use cactus flower just a little bit on top of some of the areas that I did the magenta hue. So you're literally just kind of being like this master painter and creating these beautiful flowers very quickly, but blending different colors together to get a very dimensional kind of multi-colored flower. So I love how that comes out. Now for the last color, the plum, is a little bit deeper. It's what I call a power color. So I'm very careful how much I add of this color. So do you see how that just starts to add just that really pretty plum color in there? So at any point in the process, you could stop if you're like, oh my goodness, I really just love how this color turns out. So if you have not created these flowers before, you could totally just do a one-dimensional flower, but today we're going to add 2 together. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this into the shaping mold. So this shapes it for you. How beautiful is that? So if you're a beginner flower shaper or you have been making flowers for quite a long time, this will create that beautiful one-of-a-kind flower every single time. So just mist a little bit with water on the top, and then you'll just put this lid on top, run that through the machine, and that will press it together. So it saves you a lot of time. Just imagine how many flowers you could shape. So the Wild Rose is a very basic, it was our top flower of 2020. So if you don't have that one yet, we highly recommend getting that. We'll add the links in the comment, or you can go to heartfeltcreations.us, type in Wild Rose, and that will come right up for you. It's a beautiful flower, lots of different sizes to choose from. So once that comes out, you'll have that in the plate just ready to come out. All you need to do is just pop a hole right down the center, and you can do that with a paper piercer. So I'm just going to bring in my molding mat, bring in a paper piercer, just pop a hole down the center, and that is ready to add our stamens. So I'm going to lay this one aside. I like to wait till my flowers are dry. That's why I pre-did these 2. So these are dry and they're ready to be added to the center. Now I use the bridal stamens. If you go to our website at heartfeltcreations.us and type in bridal, it will bring these up. If you want to color these, all you have to do is just lay them on the ink pad and take your sponge. Let me just bring this in so you can see this a little bit better. Take your sponge over the top and you can color those bridal colored stamens any color you want, because they do come in white in lots of different sizes. So that's a very versatile stamen for the center. Now what I did here is these stamens are colored, and I looped a wire and folded them in half. So these are ready to go down the center of this flower. So a quick and easy way to make this flower very beautifully. And like I said, you can do one flower with just one layer, which is really pretty. The wild rose is so stunning. You can just pull this up. Oops, I burned my hand a little bit. Hot glue gun does that. You can also use like a dry clear glue if you're scared of burning your hand, but you can just kind of pull that together. Do you see how pretty that is very quickly? And then you can go ahead and bring in the second layer. The second layer, I broke a petal a little bit. So what I'm gonna do, we call those flower petal casualties. It's totally okay. I'm just gonna wrap a little glue around there and just bring this in. Make sure you put it the right way. I did color the flowers in the back a little bit just so that I have a little bit of color back there, if you can see that when you have those flowers pushed together. So there you have that beautiful flower. You could put some glitter over the top or a layer of crystal lacquer, which is what we did on these to kind of get it that glossy look. So that would be your next step. Now, once you've done that, you can cluster it together with your leaves. These are some of our fuchsias on a vellum, so you could do that as well. So you can really customize and create flowers in a cluster together to customize what you want to create. So we're going to lay the flowers aside for a hot second, and we're going to create our Slimline card. So our Slimline card is a card that is super fun, and I love how quick and easy it is with beautiful background papers. I'm trying to find my ruler, which escaped me. If you're not sure about the dimensions, oops, here it is. It just magically appeared. So I just wanted to verify the dimensions of this. Sometimes I'm a little bit, just want to make sure so this one, you'll cut a piece of white cardstock to 9 1/4 by 8 inches and fold it at the 4-inch mark, and that will give you your base. We are using the wild rose paper today, so you're going to go ahead and just layer this on top, and this makes a very quick, easy, and beautiful card very quickly. So the card we're doing today is a very quick and easy Slimline card, but you can take it to the next level and you can do some like beautiful gatefold cards, because the die I'm using today, this is what it's meant to use with our gatefold dies, but I really wanted to pare it down and show you how you can use it in a completely different way on a gatefold card. So the die I'm using, that's the decorative die, is called Ornate Flourish Gateway Die. Now, if you're looking at these dies and you're like, oh my goodness, I love the dies, or you've had some on your wish list, today we have a savings where if you make a $50 purchase, you get a free die of your choice. Enter code 172023 and you get that one completely free. It does expire January 27th, 2021, so make sure that you take advantage of that right away. So with this, I used the die and took out the 3 middle pieces, cut those out of white cardstock, and you have 3 pieces that are separated that you can just beautifully add to the center. I did add some crystal glitter over the top to just really make that pop and to give it that stunning wow factor. So we're going to go ahead and just add this right. You can do the center, but I typically just do what I call the eyeballing technique. Have you done the eyeballing technique? I think it's a quick and easy way to just add some beautiful detail to this card. And since this one is called one of our gateway dies, you don't typically think about using it on a Slimline card like this, but it just comes together very beautifully. I've had design team members that used it on a card similar to this, but they use this piece backed with like a circle, so you can do lots of fun things. And a quick tip, if you have any of the Heartfelt Creations stamps, dies, or other products, if you type in the name or the item number in our search box at heartfeltcreations.us, it will bring up a picture of the product you purchased. Click on it, and then there's going to be product inspiration there if you're like, okay, wait, I love this. I want to see how many beautiful different ways I can create with this. Next, all you need to do is take your cluster of flowers. This one we just glued together on a piece of cardstock with some leaves, a little bit of the fuchsia in there, and a ribbon. So then you can just go ahead and glue this to your paper. Now, you could have used single flowers if you wanted to, but sometimes when we're just in a flower making mood, we cluster our flowers together and so that they are ready to just add to a card base. So that's not necessarily something you need to do, but it can help if you don't know what you're going to want to use to finish a card. And then we can go ahead and just add our sentiment. The paper I'm using and the sentiment came from the Wild Rose paper collection. So just a quick and easy way. There's different sentiments in that paper collection. This one says happiness always. The card I was showing you has a birthday wishes. So it's a great all occasion Slimline card that's perfect for any occasion. You could do this for birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, and all that fun stuff. So if you wanted to do this more as a mailing card, you would just add less dimension of the flowers, or you can always hand give this card. So here's just a couple more. You can use this die. See how that very same die was used in the middle, and then just added this more as it's kind of like a slimline money envelope. So lots of great ways to use that. Here is another one. This very same die. Isn't this just stunning? Love how that just comes off, and then this card just opens up. So see how that die works in there. So such a phenomenal way to really utilize this card this die, I should say, many different ways. Now these are a little bit smaller than your slimline cards, but you could definitely extend this. Here you have that same die, but coming in the opposite direction. So as you can see, lots of versatility using this specific die all the way up to like an elegant gatefold gateway style card. So hopefully this inspires you to create your own one-of-a-kind card the easy way. This is also the wild rose, just lots more dimension and layers together with that. Before I go, I wanted to show you this one. This is another one. This is your large, kind of like your anniversary card, just a white on white. Isn't that just elegant and stunning? Love how that turned out. So again, the die that I used as the background is the Ornate Flourish die. If you don't have that one yet, go to the website at 𝐻eartfeltcreations.us. Enter the code 172023 with a $50 purchase. Enter a die of your choice and you get it for free. So make sure you take advantage of that. And if you don't have the Wild Rose stamp die or mold yet, make sure that you get those as well. Thank you so much for joining me and participating in this event. Here's a shout out to Scrapbook Expo for hosting it and making these virtual events possible. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you next time. Bye.